So this conservative Gen Nerd. So I'm tuning into the Majority FM today in anticipation of Seder's explanation of Obama delaying Obamacare provisions. This is another right-winger who spews on Twitter. I invite to call in and have a conversation about it. Refuse to do it. The most cowardly bunch that has ever lived. At least, and I've said this before, at least the libertarians, they may not know what they're talking about half the time, but at least they have, it's not even balls. It's just some measure of confidence in that they know what they're talking about. Some measure of confidence that they know what they're talking about so that they can at least maintain one half of a conversation about it. But they cannot.
The people who don't want to call in, I legitimately think they just aren't, they're not confident enough of what they think.
This guy doesn't
and they feel like they'll look like a fool.
Anything. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't want to be a fool. I mean, the idea that the Republicans have not done everything in their power to gum up the works of this is, you have to be either lying to yourself or simply totally ignorant, which I would say is not a mutually exclusive proposition. There's no doubt in my mind that this moron, and you are a moron, sir. You are a moron. You're a moron. I'm going to say it one more time. You're a moron. Forget the cowardly part. You're obviously cowardly. Maybe you have enough self-awareness to realize I'm a moron. And so if I go and I make this declaration that in some fashion, the Republicans, it's the White House, only the White House is responsible. How could the Republicans possibly in any way impede the execution of the Affordable Care Act if they're not in the White House? You are a moron. And the best thing I can say about you is you do not have the courage of your convictions, so you're saving yourself from embarrassment. There are 27 states who have decided that they will not administer their own state exchange and have thrown it to the federal government. Far more than anyone predicted. They have done so for political reasons. 25 of those are Republican governors. 25. It's completely understandable if a couple of smaller states don't have the apparatus to do this. But the idea that 25 Republicans and only 2 Democrats, the idea that that's a coincidence is absurd. Is absurd. We have seen time and time again during the debt ceiling fight, Republicans forced the first one in 2011. One of the underreported things was that it prevented it cut the funding to provide for nonprofit co-op insurance companies, organizations to compete in the exchanges, also hampering the exchanges. The Republicans are funding, along with the insurance industry, and are passing laws in states to defund the navigators, those people who are to help people into the exchanges. Organizations that were set up to help people navigate the exchanges. Also being defunded by the Republicans. You are seeing Republicans finance and go on to the television and say, if you go into these exchanges, you're going to die. You have to be a moron or a liar to claim that Republicans have not obstructed the implementation of this. Even they don't deny that, you moron. They brag about it, you moron, who is so cowardly that you refuse a direct invitation to call into the program. You're a moron. Every conservative who's ever tweeted me on Twitter with one of the things, same, also not a coincidence. So cowardly, refuse to actually put a voice, to actually feel the incredible tinge of embarrassment when they realize that everything they believe is just from right-wing talking points and they know nothing of what they're talking about. At least the libertarians who call in have the courage to engage in a debate. Pathetic little imp.